In the previous video, I explained how Typescript works. In this video, I'll show you different types of variables that are available in Typescript. So let's first start with string. So string, we can define a string variable like this: first name, string, and then after defining this as a string, you can only assign string values in this. So you can assign like this, but you cannot assign a different value other than string like 3. It will complain that number type is not assignable to type string. So this is actually strongly typed language. Now you can obviously assign the value like here in the first line, and then it's not necessary to manually specify the type. If you hover over on this first name, you can already see that it has detected it is a string, and after that you cannot actually assign a different value other than string type. So this is one of the benefits of using Typescript. Now let's see number. Here in Typescript you can have only one number. There is no float or decimal. All are considered as number. So suppose number 1, and you can initialize it with 5 or 6, anything, and then you can also put decimal point or floating point like 6.4 in it. There's no problem, but you cannot actually assign different type of value like string or something else. So this is it, and then we can see that boolean. Here we define a variable, let's say is admin, and its type of boolean, and then you can only assign it to true or false. But you cannot assign different value like 3, 4, 5, 6 or any string. After boolean, let's see something like array. So you can have different type of array. For example, num array, array of numbers. So you can specify the type like number array, and then you are only allowed to put arrays of numbers like num array equal like 4, 5, 6.7 like this. But you cannot actually put any string here like this one. It will complain that this is type of number array, so you cannot mix with it integer. And you can also have string array. So I will name this like this. So string array, and you can actually then assign the value like this: first name, anything, any string. You can put any string. So you can also initialize the value here, then you don't need to explicitly specify the type. And if you hover over this, you can see it's string array. It has already detected that. And you can also have mixed type of array. In that case, you need to specify this type, any array, and there you can mix different type of data types. So first you can put a number, and then string, and also booleans, whatever you want. So this is mixed array. Now let's see enum. So it's a different data structure. So enum, suppose the syntax of creating enum, you have to write the keyword enum and then the name of the enum, suppose status, and then curly braces. So the first readable value I want to put here is active, and then inactive. Then you can say away or disconnected, something like this. And below that you can define a variable based on this enum, which will be type of status. Now the default value of this status active is 0. It will start from 0 actually, and then it will auto increment, but you can put a different number like 7, then it will be 7, and it will be 8, 9, 10. You can also define different variable values to this, like 30. So it will be 31, it will be 30, but you are not only limited to number value. You can also put different values. In this case you have to actually put all the values provide. So but you should make sure that these values are unique. So suppose away, and also this one, so disconnected. So this is how it works. Now for now let's keep the default values for this enum. So let's delete the assigned values. Now we will define a variable. So let my status, it will be type of status, right? And then you can only put this status. So you can only put like status dot inactive, or you can, if you hover over this inactive, the value is 1, you can also put 1. It will represent this inactive actually. Now you can check like this, if my status equal status dot inactive, then you can log it something in the console, like my status is inactive, like this. So let's save this and let's see if it works or not. So in the command palette, first let's transpile it into JavaScript. So just tsc, because we already have this tsconfig. We created it in the last video. So let's run this command, and if we go to main.js, we can see the compiled version of this TypeScript. I mean, this is the JS file, so we can run this JS file, node main.js. Now you can see my status is inactive. So this was true because it's 1. I mean, here if you go here, if we set something like status dot away, then we can check away, then it is actually away. And if I save this and compile it again, and now run the JS file, you can see my status is away. Now let's see custom type, custom object or type. Like if you define something like let a person, which will be an object of two properties, to name, which will be string, and age will be number. Sorry. And then you can only assign the value which will hold the object of name Robin, age, let's say 25. Sorry, this will be colon, my mistake. Now you cannot actually assign different values rather than this object. You need to pass this, so you cannot put a value like 56, number, or string. It has to be this object with name and age. Now if we try to log it in the console, suppose person and person. Now if you save this and remove this line, console log, and then compile it by running tsc command, and then run node main.js, you can see this is the person value that is logged from line number 45. So these were all type of types that we normally work in TypeScript. I will show you another thing. If you try to define a function, suppose sum, and here you are you get two parameters, so number 1, number 2, and then you want to return the summation. I mean, you will return number 1 plus number 2. Then you can notice that it's complaining about type. You didn't assign any type. So if you are not sure about the type, you can specify it any. I mean, here we know that we expect this to be number, so you can specify this number. So on that. Now if we try to call this sum function from here, so sum, you cannot pass string parameters, so like this one. So this is helping us to figuring out the compile time error. So it's telling us that this function is expecting two parameters. Those two parameters should be numbers. So we have to pass two numbers like 2, 5, and we can store the value so in this variable, and then we can actually log it in the console. So result, now if I comment this and save this, now let's start the JS file and now run the node main.js command, and you can see that's 7. So this is how we actually work with functions in TypeScript. And there's another syntax you can use. Suppose you are not specifying any specific type, and inside this function you can check that the type of the variables. So you can see if type of number 1 equal number, and type of number 2 is equal to number, then what we will do, then we will return this. Otherwise we can return string saying wrong parameter type. So now if we pass any string instead of number and save it and generate the JS file. Now let's run main.js. You can see wrong parameter types. Now we can try it with number like 5, save it, generate the JS file, and now run node main.js. You can see it's 10. So this is how you can work with numbers. You can check the types if you are not sure about the type. If you are dealing with multiple types, then you can use of this type of operator. So this was all for this video. See you in the next video.